Welcome back, everyone, to a little bit more Farming Sim 22. Oh, I see. I have volume up on something. There we go. I got rid of that. Um, yeah. So I had a unexpected frickin' issue. Uh, did a driver's update like you normally should do, right? Oh, thanks, Hunter, for the follow. So yeah, I did my graphics update, and then just sort of hanging out and doing all the fun jazz and all that stuff, and went to load up Streamlabs, and it wouldn't recognize anything. I mean, nothing. Dick all. It didn't register it. It didn't do anything. I don't know what happened with the new driver, but it decided it was no longer going to function with it. So I completely shut down Streamlabs. I killed the process. I I actually deleted a process entirely from the registry key from it, and I forced it to do an update on itself, basically like verifying the integrity of the files and all that fun jazz and all that, and did that, put it through, and case in point, I think it's working again. I was actually kind of hoping that we would be streaming longer tonight, and I'd get on early, and we'd spend some time together, and we'd farm, we would do the fun jazz, we could talk about stuff. I don't know why I bother. Stressing out about doing this is just not worth it anymore, is it? But we're here now. I hope you guys come to watch, entertain, and maybe learn a little bit about farming. You know, as much as the rest of us, well, enjoy it. I will say also, too, if you've missed any of the content, you can go rewatch it over on YouTube under the lovely playlist called Farming Sim. So go check that out, and you guys can binge watch all my stuff, actually. Come to think of it, all my stuff I do categorize in playlist of some sort or another. So if you are interested in many things, go check out the playlist. We do have a lot on there. And there's probably close to 1,000 hours of binge watching. So go do that. Just absolutely go out and just binge watch my stuff. Currently, I'm actually trying to find my equipment. It has gone AWOL. I think I actually got to unload the combine. I think that's what I was going to do, but got sidetracked when I quit last time. Oh, and to boot, I'm exhausted. I am absolutely 100% exhausted. To the point where I actually don't know if I'm coming or going anymore. But on the plus side, and this is a plus side, I got, as a good little boy, I got all my work done. I know that might sound insignificant and whatnot, but it's actually kind of huge. We got the roof done, thankfully. This roof was... It was due. Let's put it to you that way. Asphalt shingles, like your standard shingles. But very much they were due for an exchange, you could say. Really nice lady. Been a client for me for a little while now, actually. And their family's had a lot of hardships. I mean, lots of hardships. They've her husband unfortunately had I don't actually understand all that he has, to be honest. I know he's got brain issues, basically mimics dementia, and it is terrible, and I feel for him for there. I built a custom ramp last year for him, handy ramp so he could get in and out of the house easier. And he did, actually. He got to use it a little bit, which I'm happy. Really happy. Unfortunately, he isn't capable of living out there anymore. So that's an unfortunate aspect of it. So he is now living in a caring home. Basically what you call a long-term hospice. So it is what it is. I know it's hard for my other client. And unfortunately, she was diagnosed with cancer this year. So, and their house has been run down for years and years and years. And thankfully, there's this program out there, and for disabled seniors and stuff like that, to provide, it's kind of like a, lack of a better word, a grant, and it helps them out to support maintenance and stuff, general maintenance and everything else for their house, so that they can live longer in their own place, which is huge. But the one thing is, you have to be a licensed contractor in the province that I live in. Not a problem for me. I have all my credentials, so it's like no issues whatsoever. So, signed the documents, everything else. They got the grant. Then the maintenance was like, okay, well, we need to find priority what we do first. Weather's good, let's do the roof. And I mean, this roof was 15 years past its due point, alright? That's probably one of the best ways to look at it. This thing was by far due. Which is unfortunate. So we spent a week and a half, we stripped it all down, we redid the entire roof, shingled, everything. And actually, in the end, it's fantastic. We went above and beyond what we needed to. Even for minimum code, we went above and beyond. So there'll never be an issue with that. And if anything else, it's quality of life. What's the main important thing? Having a roof over your head. So long as the roof's not leaking, we're good. And it was before, so it's all good. We did our due diligence and we got it all cleaned up and done. Oops. Let's try not to drive into the grain cart, shall we? And then we got a few other things. There's a few windows that need to be replaced. New eaves trough installed on the house and garage. We also did the shingling of the garage. And a bunch of other stuff. Just general maintenance that needs to be done. And I know some people would go, eaves trough isn't general maintenance. Yeah, okay, you can see the windows, but the eaves trough? It's a wood basement. It's an original wood basement. Okay. Put this in perspective. That is an original wood basement from the 1930s. And it's still, I wouldn't say it's in mint condition, but it's in decent condition. And I'd like to keep it that way. No eaves troughs on the house? Problem. And I do mean problem. Oh, how is he already nearly full? So yeah, I've still got lots of work there. Unfortunately, I also have about two other. I have to finish one down south. I think I have most of the parts for it except for one, but that's supposedly coming in Friday. So I have that one to finish. I have a fence job that needs desperately done before winter sets in. I have a commercial job to quickly do, and oh yeah, right, I have the. That's this weekend, mind you. I have the retainer to build and dig up, apparently. So that's a story in itself. Welcome to the world of contracting, by the way. So as the story goes, I went over there about a month ago, and we got the place. We got the deck fixed, and we got the place basically wrapped and sealed up to the point where it's no longer an issue, right? And The clients go, okay, well, whenever you guys can get back, you can get back and do the wood retainers and get it all sealed up and protected and everything else, because it's a basement walkout. Yeah, no problem, we can do that. So I got a phone call about, what was it, 3 days ago now? And wasn't client, it was my contractor buddy that's doing the excavation, and says, hey, good news, bad news. Good news is we have more work. Bad news is we have more work. I went, okay, I'm confused. What's going on? And he goes, alright, so I was over there getting some landscaping and prep done. Like, yeah, I'm going to do to make sure it's easier for you. I went, oh, I appreciate that. And he says, yeah. So I was over there. I was skimming the ground out back, and I came across something interesting. I went, oh, that's never good. He goes, no, it isn't. Never is. And he says, do you know what an artesian wood rail well is? And I went, yes, actually I do. He goes, oh, good, so I don't need to explain this aspect to you. He says, alright, I found one. I went, because what my mind is, it's like, okay, artesian well with wood gussets and everything like that. Okay, I know what that is, right? We got this in the bag. And I'm going, alright, so it's probably like 2 foot by 2 foot, maybe 4 feet deep. And they probably put planks over it and put dirt over top of it, because it was dried up, not really an issue. Okay, cool, we can fix this, not an issue. And he says, okay, well, our buddy, and in my brain, I'm going, oh, yeah, this piece of cake. Well, whoop-de-doo, that's a piece of cake. I can deal with this. Our excavation buddy, which owns the Traco, phones me up and says, hey, I'm busy on a job. I'm taking the kids for the weekend. I'm going to leave you with my my Traco. I'm going to just drop it off at the client's place. Okay. My skid steer guy didn't tell me anything about this, what he found. He just sort of went, well, I found an artesian well, and my brain went, yeah, it's like 4 feet deep. Nope. He's leaving me the Traco because I know how to run it. They discovered an artesian well that has the original wood dunnage that is about 8 feet in diameter and about 20 feet deep. And guess what? It has water in it. And it was buried about a foot below the ground with wood planks over it, and my skid steer guy was driving over it, like, back and forth. Like, he skimmed the dirt off, and he goes, that would have hurt a lot. And I'm looking at it going, I've got nothing. So it's like, okay, well, it looks like I'm probably not going to have my employee work the weekend because I got to dig this thing up. They're hauling fill for me. Well, the skid steer guy isn't. But skid steer guy is. He's hauling the dirt and fill. It's the track hoe guy that isn't going to be around. And I'm going, yay me. Guess what I'm doing on my weekend off? I mean, this is the thing that you gotta do when you're a contractor, and unfortunately, as much as I dislike it, I gotta do it. And I will do it. It's things like this that are a huge safety aspect, and when you consider it, like, I walked all around this property before, right? Not an issue, I thought. I even walked over it, apparently, several times. What I didn't know is it was a foot below the ground on rotten wood, and I'm going, Oh yeah, I'm questioning all sensibilities right now. It's not the first time something like this has happened, especially when you're in an old farm site or an old acreage. Things like that are hiding. And the client is one of the original Well, her father homesteaded. And I'm going, yeah. Yeah. I can definitely see this. And she goes, come to think of it. I specifically remember Dad telling us girls never to go out back and play around. She says, and we just sort of chalked it up as, yeah, okay, when Dad says no, don't do that, we don't do it, because there's something behind it. Remember, she's in her 80s now. It's like, yeah, you may not have known directly that it was a well, but you kind of did, because your dad told you never to go venture in the backyard. I get it. So yeah, that's what my weekend's gonna look like. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm digging up someone nice old lady's frickin' backyard. And the truth is, this is kind of one of those things of being actual truth, not just make-believe things of what on or another. I gotta remember how to run his Traco. I've only run it once. Just because I know how to run them doesn't mean I know how to run that one. It's a fairly new cat, so I'm thinking, obviously you gotta have your safety on the chair up. I know there is a emergency button to push on the right. Push that down, turn the key on, let the fuel pump and the ignition come on. Then there's a toggle switch that you gotta hit for whatever reason. I can't remember what the reason was. I remember I gotta hit it, then turn the key the rest of the way, start it up, let it warm up for about 10-15 minutes, and then ramp the RPM up. And then go to town. Everything else, all the regular functions of it are pretty much the same. The only thing I'm leery about is because I know it's a fairly new machine, is the GPS. So these new machines have a, it's like a type of GPS. It does XYZ axis. So you can basically program your parameters in when you're excavating. Like say you're doing a ditch or something, it can set your parameters so you can basically follow the GPS for whatever layout or digging you do. It's actually quite neat. It's just the problem with that is I, again, don't really know how it works. Just because your buddy gives you this toy to play with doesn't mean you know what you're doing. And the best part is, he said to the skid steer guy, "Don't worry, Nick knows. Don't worry, he knows how to the knickknacks and everything else to run it." And I'm going, this is just like my other neighbor with his that was a D9 dozer. We had a big fire out here years ago, and they said, aye, the Norrisk over there, he knows how to run it. Just, we'll offload it and we'll let him push the frickin' equipment into a pile and let it burn. Then he can do the ripping and everything else. Meanwhile, there's me sitting in the cat going, okay. I've got this toggle hit, this toggle, safety down. This is all joystick run, no steering wheel. I'm used to the frickin' sticks. Oh, it was horrible. It was honestly horrible. And I think I zigzagged across the field to get to where I was going, because it's like, this thing is touchy. If I just touch the joystick, okay, I'm going right. Oh crap, oh no, I'm going left. Oh crap, right? And it was like, I'm moving the joystick a fraction of a millimeter, and it's like, okay, I'm wandering off in the right direction now. Not even lazily, I'm going off in the right tangent. Alright, slight movement left. Okay, I've immediately veered in this direction. I'm just taking off, and it's like, why did you guys allow me to just use this? I have no idea what I'm doing. And then, because they left the wide load sitting there, I figured, the hell am I going to do with this thing? Because they just abandoned it with me. Maybe I'll put it on the trailer again, because the truck's sitting there locked. Maybe I'll put it on the trailer and use the boomers and latch it up. It was fine thinking, except for the fact that I didn't know how to load it. You want to know stress levels? Try to load a frickin' machine that's like $600,000 onto a flat deck and truck that's worth at least that again. And you're going, why am I doing this? I have no idea. I am so over my head. Phone him up the next day and says, yeah, I have your keys. By the way, it's boomered on the truck. Oh, you know. Okay. I know what I forgot too. Mr. Z-Wagoner, you gotta go like this. We gotta back him up. We gotta turn on auto. And then we need to hire him again. Zip. I did poop one out back there. Okay. There's one there too. We might come back, but we'll probably finish right there, because that was one of my little loop outs. Oh. Speaking of knickknacks and useless information. One of the weird things that happened while we're out there, right, is we're working right next door to a Christian school, K through 12. They have weird different times. It kind of confuses me, but it's all right in the end anyways. It's right on the front road. All right, we'll take that one. So they're going through their schooling and everything, and they go to school at 8 in the morning and they leave at 4 in the afternoon. So it's a long day for the kids. Well, we're right next door to them, so there's no averting your gaze or anything, right? Kids are there. They're almost mocking or taunting you while you're working. They're kids, right? Not an issue. I get it. I used to be that age. I understand. I used to look at contractors the same gaze going, well, that's really neat. I wonder how they're doing that. You know, same concept. But there's that point where it's like the young kids are gazing, how would you call it, the junior highs. They're the ones that mock and ridicule you. The high school students are different though. They're the ones that are going, hey, that's really cool. I'd like to more information about that, because maybe I'd like to do that kind of work. So we actually had a couple of kids come up to us and ask us questions and stuff like that, and to the best of my ability, I try to point them in the right direction. I'm going, okay, well, if you want to get in the trades, nothing wrong with that. I actually think it's great that young people take interest in trades. And I said, well, biggest thing is get hired on with a contractor. Get to try out varying different things. It's the best course of action, and then you can sort of figure out from there what you want to do, right? And it's like, okay, maybe you want to do framing. That's cool. Maybe plumbing, electrical. It don't matter. So hopefully I gave him some good advice. That I had I don't really know if it was a vice principal or principal, but they came up and we were talking to him, and that it really got me is junior highs out mocking us again, right? And they got locked out of the side door, so it's like insult to injury. They're out mocking us and everything else, but they got fucking yelled at. All right, remember, Christian school. She came around the corner and said, hold the fuck on, I will open the door. She opened the door and then pointed at the hallway and said, "Get to fucking class." And both me and my employee are looking and going, "Alright, first things first. We have mad respect for you. Not because it's like, oh, well, she's being abusive or anything like that. No. She has that power and that respect, you could say, that she's earned to show those kids that, okay, there are consequences to you being outside ridiculing and mocking people." That's my takeaway from it. So like I said, I have had mad respect for her to do that. Took us off guard too. She's literally swore at the kids, which is like freaking awesome for this day and age. I know it was us as kids, we get yelled at all the time, but that was normal back then. I was fine because of it. So yeah, it was kind of like, oh cool, somebody actually has a backbone. This is awesome. But then she came down and was talking to us and said, "Hey, we really appreciate as a community that you're coming and helping a disabled person that's going through tough times right now." And said, "Yeah, well, we did a quote and came in under budget anyway, so that's huge." And said, "Yeah, no, we're going through, we're doing everything." And I said, "Well, got to talk to us a bit." And I'm like, "Well, if there's anything the community needs, we can work with you. We work with a lot of small communities and stuff like that. And if you need anything, let us know," right? So I gave her a card. It's a good way to build relations, right? And that's just it. It's building relations. But I also, the whole instance with the senior kids and that, I mentioned right to her too. I said, "Well, we were confronted by a couple of the high school kids, and they were kind of intrigued about construction and that, and I think I gave them good information. Here's what I told them." And she says, "Well, geez, you didn't have to do that." And I went, trying to honestly answer a question, right? What would you guys do? If a young person from, say, high school came up to you when you're working, doing your job, would you answer questions for them? Would you try to point them in some sort of direction? It's an honest question to ask. No different than farming. We go back to it all the time. It's no different than farming. What does farming actually do? What is farming based on? Look at the community it builds. And it is a community. Where else can you go with your neighbors? And you trust your neighbors. That is a huge part of it. It's not just the fact that you're in a neighborhood and whatnot and you get to talk to them. I consider my neighbors just like family. We're not related. Most of us aren't related. But it doesn't matter. We all communicate well with each other. We all spend time with each other. And for the most part, I hope that we spend quality time, which is like we enjoy each other's company and stuff like that. I hope. But it's, that no matter what happens in the community, our neighbors are there to help us. And vice versa. If my neighbor came to me and said, "Hey, geez, could you come over and help me with this?" I'd basically look at him and go, "What do you need? When do you need me?" No questions asked. What do you need? I know there's quite a few of them go, "Geez, money's tight right now, but what can we do with it?" And depending on the situation, it'd be like, "You know what? We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. It's a minor detail." Oh, Field 24 is the other one. Alright. This one's coming along pretty good. I'll finish this strip and then I'll get them started on the other side. We actually should be pretty close, I think anyways. And hauling another truck. Somewhere in this bag is another one. I know there is. I was the one who put it in there. Ah, there we go. I mean, it's kind of a celebration in some regards. We got done a decent sized job. My employee is overjoyed. So, there's a little humor behind this one. And I'm willing to share it with you guys too on this one. The guy that works for me, he is, he used to do roofing, right? I think I mentioned this to you guys before. He used to do roofing. And he kept saying for the last year and a half that, man, you know, it would be great if I could get another roofing job to showcase what I can do around here as like a penance or a showcase of my abilities. And he says, it'd be great to do a job like that. I mean, what better way to do it? And I mean, he did a fantastic job. And here's what my takeaway is on it. Not only did he do a fantastic job, but given the circumstances. Now I know if you'll go, what circumstances? Remember that part where I said the house was built in the 1930s? Alright. The house was built in the 1930s. It's not perfect. Well, actually, I still chalk it up as better than what you can buy nowadays, but that's just my opinion. But it's not perfect. It's got dips, it's got rolls in it, it's got everything imaginable in an old roof. So, again, it's not perfect. But what better way to showcase what you can do when you adapt to a particular job that isn't perfect to start with? And your lines are straight, your valleys are clean, everything looks good. I mean, to me, it really does showcase what the kid's got abilities for, right? I call him kid, but he's about the same age as me. He ain't a kid anymore. But he did a really nice job on it, so it's like, you know, it's more proof to the abilities than what it would be if it was a new house. So in that regards, it's like I said, it's a better showcase what the abilities of an individual is, rather than saying, oh yeah, I know I can do roofing and here's what I did and it's a new roof, so it looks good no matter what. But to show somebody that, hey, you know what, this house was built in the 30s, here's what it looks like after we did the roof, and it's like, oh man, that looks sharp. It's, and I know he's proud of it, so that's the only thing that matters. It looks good. Client's happy. I'm happy. I know I'm horrible for this. I stress out about everything. It's like, okay, well, geez, how much time are we doing with this job? Bottom lines. Are we making margin? What's our margin? I add 25% for shingles, for extra cuts and material wastage and damaged product. I mean, you can get damaged product in anything. So it's like, okay, so what is it, right? So that and everything like that, it's like, okay, I add 25%. Well, wouldn't you know it, the 25% is exactly the amount of material I'm bringing back. So, I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Very little wastage. Alright, once we get to this point, I'm gonna set him free going back down. At least there's a edge now that's not in the water. Gonna have to dump it soon again. It was a fun job. The boss ended up being the ground labor. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I had fun doing it. But I kind of find humor in it for one specific reason. So, as long as I remember, my dad was always basically, like, very skilled, whatnot like that, but he was always the ground crew. He was the guy that basically, oh, you need material? Okay, cool. Oh, you need stuff? I will go get that stuff for you, just to keep the production going. It's my role. That's what I was doing. Hey, Cotton's coming again. And we're slowly going broke again. Oh, that's, speaking of broke, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Is there any other contracts for one? Is there contracts? No. Hey, no other contracts. Okay, let's look at production. How's our production going? Cheese and butter is low. Of course, we just got rid of that. I do have 83,000 silage, but that's my one for, you know, all the important stuff. We do have 1,300, which isn't going to amount to much. Strawberries. Do some strawberries. 7,500 for chicken. You got 1,400 diesel. Digest and everything has been sold, so we're basically idly sitting on our hands hoping for the best. Wish my freaking scroll wheel worked. So yeah, we're sitting idle, basically going bankrupt slowly. I mean, 24 is getting close. Like, I can see how close it's getting. It is getting very close. Hey, you can actually see it. Okay, he's got 95 in him. He's got 46,000 in him. Let me guess, I gotta go all the way around to fetch him. Of course I do. Why would I think anything less? So yeah, it's been an interesting week. I know I don't get to talk much about what's going on in the real world. And I know many of you that may be tuning in and whatnot and just trying to figure everything out, going, oh, it's talking about, like, real world stuff, not just games. Yeah. If you don't know this, I'll tell you this again. I'm a contractor. I own my own construction business. So, sometimes if I don't stream, that would be the reason. But I do appreciate everyone coming out, hit that follow, hit the subscribe buttons. It all helps. It all, I appreciate, for one, everyone coming out and watching, hitting that subscribe. And of course you can do that over at Kick too. It is $4.99, so if you're underage, make sure to consult a parent or guardian before going online. But if you're an old guy like me, just hit that button. To me, every subscription is beer. It helps me relax. Technically speaking, the way I did this, I could have just drove down the path. Not all the way up and around. Oh well. Oh well. And of course, Friday night, we will be back on with Bannerlords. So make sure we check that out. I did check it out in the script. Talking about Bannerlord. Mountain Blade Bannerlord. I checked it out in the script. It is not on cheat mode. I found it finally. It's not on cheat mode. It's on 0, which means it's off. But it's acting like it's on. And so what I did, and it didn't work. What I did though is I actually turned it on and off, thinking maybe it might reset it or something. No, there's an issue with the validation of the files, and I don't want to muck about too much and destroy what we've achieved thus far. So, unfortunately, it's gonna have to stick in cheat mode essentially. It's like cheat mode, but unfortunately, if you go to use the cheat mode, it actually crashes the game. So, I mean, you can't really cheat with it anyways. It doesn't really matter. We have fun doing what we're doing anyways. If you guys have any ideas how to fix it, though, the link is in the description below for my Discord. Come over and check that out and let me know how to fix it. Maybe you guys have some ideas. I'm open to ideas. I'm open to generalized criticization too. Anyone's ideas are always granted and warranted. And whether or not I choose to accept them is another matter, but I'll always hear it out. That's how you make good arguments. Oh, we are still going broke quickly. I'm hoping the Cottorn will actually pay off some things, but I'm questioning it. We still have $375,000 in debt, $8,000 this time, which actually isn't that bad. What is the contract sitting at? 1843. Corn is actually more, but that one will pay better royalties once we put in cotton. And we had a half a bale anyways. Not that that's going to make a difference. Not much anyways. Granted, we do have field 16 and we do still want to buy. If you guys have been paying attention or you're new and just don't know, we're thinking about buying field 36. Now I'm going to do a gamble on this one. Just because the sheer cost of fertilizer, fuel, even though I'm making the fuel, it's the production costs and everything like that. The fertilizer, the fuel, and the seed cost money to put in. I want to see what kind of crop said owner right now is going to plant and then buy it from there. Because then essentially all I'm buying is the field and I get a free crop out of it. So, and we actually do know what the cost is currently. Currently, field 98 is 1.424 million, and that hasn't changed. So, with the new field going in, it's not changing, and I honestly don't care what it is. I was kind of hoping for a cereal grain. Maybe it might be. Maybe it might not be. I don't know. But whatever crop it is, we'll accept it, and we'll move forward on it as best as we can. If it's potatoes or sugar beet, I'll probably cry. Just letting you know. But on the flip side to that, sugar beet, possibly even potatoes, I can't remember. What the hell does the biomass do? I think it's just... Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, it does potatoes too. It does potatoes and sugar beet. We're good. We can get rid of all of it. Hey, Wesley, how's it going? Alright, we're good. Biomass plant can take care of all of it. Even though I hate doing potatoes and sugar beet. I know they are a cash crop. They make a decent amount of money on that. Oh, doing pretty good tonight. I'm more relaxed now that we got another big job done. And in the real world, we got a roofing job done. Now it's just the crunch. Of course, I know winter's coming. And I don't mean that as a Game of Thrones-esque feel, but I live in Alberta, Canada. I know winter's around the corner sometime soon. So it's always a toss-up. It's like, okay, how much work can I get done before the season closes? So I always try to push, and it always is a push and a struggle. And sometimes jobs from this year turn into next year, and that puts me behind the schedule again for the next year and the next time, and it's a vicious circle. I don't think I'll ever get ahead, but it's good to have work. And it's stupid how I come about with work too. It's oh, there's another tale. This is the reason why, as construction, I don't have to advertise. Just because apparently I'm a people person, as it turns out. It's kind of weird. So where I'm working, there's a town north of where I'm working, about maybe 15-20 minutes out. It's not that far. And I figure, and they have this most amazing butchers and packers. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to go up there and I'm going to get a couple steaks for the guys that are here visiting, and I'm going to get some burger meat and stuff like that, and just get things prepped for meals and stuff. And I'm going, okay, cool. This is going to work out good. So I get it and get that stuff, and I was going to buy my worker some pepperoni because, yeah, I mean, he's doing a good job and it's hot out, so should probably treat him right. And I get there and it's like, okay, I got my steaks, I got my burger, I got this, I got that, and it's like, do you have any pepperoni? No, we're all out. Okay, well, let's just get this then. And I remembered the town's got an IGA, and it's like, okay, well, screw it, I will go to the IGA. So I boogery over there, and they actually had a sale on pepperoni, and it's like, okay, well, it's commercialized, but whatever. I guess I'll buy this stuff, right? And I go up to the front counter, and really nice older lady, and said, oh, did you find everything? I went, oh yeah, looking for pepperoni, the butcher shop's out, so I figured I'd come here, and you guys have it on sale, so I mean, that's cool. And I said to her, hey, I know you guys got a discount liquor, but it's a franchise off the highway. It's a major Trans-Canada highway, so you know their prices are, well, higher. And said, so you got a local one that's like downtown or something? And she goes, oh yeah, just go down this street down here, and it's across the road from the OK Tire. Okay, cool. Went over there, and really nice lady at the front counter, and she says, anything particular you're looking for? And I said, oh, I'm just looking for some cold beer. And it's a really hot day out, and we're roofing, and I think a nice cold beer at the end of the day is going to taste actually quite fine. She goes, oh yeah, that's just in the back room there and there. And come back to the counter, and she says, you said you're doing roofing? I said, yeah, I'm doing roofing for a client. Oh, that's neat. Are you a contractor by chance? I went, yes, I am. I said, we're one of the few guys around that actually still can do a lot of the stuff ourselves without hiring it out. Of course, naturally, as a contractor, I can do like your basic electrical and plumbing and stuff like that. But anything that requires like rewiring or anything like that, no, I bring in the trades in stuff for that. But anyways, they said, okay, well, husband and I have been needing to do maintenance on the house for a while. Can't find anybody. Nobody's willing to come around our area and work. I hear this a lot. It's like, yeah, okay. Would you be interested in taking a look? Yeah, no problem. What is it that you want to do? Well, we need new floors in the house. The basement has a weird, musty, moldy smell. We'd like to get that looked at. And okay, yeah, no problem. I can definitely take a look at that. Any experience in mold remediation? I went, oh yeah, quite a bit. We've done quite a bit of it. I know what to look for and what's going on. Okay, cool. We also have doors, windows, and trim to do and maybe some repainting and want to redo the basement at some point and stuff like that. It's just, moral of the story is, you don't know where work's gonna find you, but I've noticed this over the years. I don't know how best to describe it. Every time I think I should advertise because I get worried, as boss, that's one thing I always do. I get worried about what the next job's going to be, how much is it, how much time is going to take, am I going to keep guys employed, things like that. It's like, yeah, you got to keep this stuff working, right? And it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll definitely take a look, right, and see what we can do. This job is probably going to be one of those winter jobs that I've been lusting for, searching for, you could say. It is going to push us over that little boundary for a while. And it's weird. Like I said, it's hard to explain, but every time I think that I'm going to get worried about what the next job's going to be, it magically lands in my lap. And it's not like I'm a horrible contractor in one sense. I don't charge what I probably should. And I say that honestly. It's like, okay, well, I know what some people quote for. So I go, flooring. Flooring is a good example. Say a contractor says, okay, I've got this amazing floor. You have 1,000 square feet. This floor costs $4 a square foot, $4,000, right? I will charge you, some contractors around me lately, $10 a square foot to install. It's $10,000. It's $14,000 job for a 1,000 square foot house. And I know a few people go, well, what do you charge? And I said, for one, most expensive flooring I do for a client is like $3 a square foot. What are my rates? $3 a square foot is max for laying. And then I do a cost plus. There is a machine over here somewhere. I don't know where my machine is. Oh, I play every Wednesday. This has been going on for 116 episodes. And of course you can rewatch all of them on YouTube. This is actually a modded map, and most of the stuff I use is mods, actually. This, of course, is Neanderthal on Farming Sim 22. It's a fantastic map. It's a Canadian map. It's a huge freaking map. I'll show you here. So, currently I have no idea where my machine is. But currently, we're just doing this, like, huge fields. Huge fields, like field 30, for example. That's doesn't give you much ideas how big it is, but it's that one's close to 120 acres or something like that, and like there's huge land plots of land. And of course, since I've modded the heck out of this game, I've got oil production, and here's a good example of it. These are all mods, basically. I have beer production, so I have end games for wheat, barley, honey, strawberries. Bob's Needles, of course, clothes. I have staves, silage staves, which produce silage out of chaff, grass, hay, straw, pretty much everything. These are large greenhouses. They actually have a lot more capacity. I've got meat processing plants. So basically, you can haul your animals to the meat packers, like real life, and you can make meat products. You can actually sell them to both the farmer's market and your meat market. I've got refineries. I've got oil production, so I can make my own diesel fuel. These I just sell as basic products. I've got a mini biogas plant, so I have many forms of getting rid of stuff. Neanderthal is my favorite map so far. I've played probably close to 20 different maps, including European stuff, and Neanderthal is my favorite map. It's the most time I've actually put into a map out of all the games, including Farming Sim 4. I want to say 4 was the first one I started. Back when you had to buy it from Giants, you couldn't buy it on Steam. Don't ask me where I found it. One day was looking for a farming game that was like Sims, almost like SimCity, except it was Sim Farm. So I was looking for games years and years and years ago that kind of related to that. Because, like, oh man, I missed the Windows 95 version of Sim Farm. And came across Giant Software. And of course it was in Euro. And yeah, fell in love with the game ever since. And it's grown so dramatically. Yeah, it's fantastic. Because I remember you couldn't buy any land. You could buy different kinds of equipment, but there's only like 4 different kinds and stuff like that, and they're all lizards. But the simple fact that you could go out and harvest your crop blew my mind away. And now it's gotten so realistic. Like, you're in a cab with this tractor, and being that I've been in a cab of a tractor with this exact same thing, it is so close. Even when you're in the combines and everything else, it is like this example, tabbing over. Running a combine like this is, other than the floor, is fucking filthy. It's pretty much identical. The only thing this is missing is the stupid goofy sounds the Case and John Deere's make. Like when it comes out of your GPS lock, the wow wow, or the boop boop, the weird sounds they make. Which is okay because they keep you awake. But yeah, no, Neanderthal, I have to say this has been a fantastic map, and I've actually, with the farming sim community, there's a couple modders that I've been working with lately. Been giving them ideas what I've been looking for mods and stuff, and the one modder was actually the guy that gave me the staves and said, hey, from what you were talking about with feedlots and stuff in your local area, I think the stave is what you're missing for a feedlot. And as soon as they said that, I went, you're absolutely right. That is exactly, because I was looking for a concrete or metal silo, but to try to explain to people what that is. And once I said, yeah, I know it's a feedlot, but it's for the, basically it's either a mixing silo or how do you explain it? And they went, oh, well, yeah, we call them staves here. I went, that's probably what we call them too. It's just I'm an idiot and forgot what they are. It happens. Okay, I gotta find the mystery wagon. Yep. Yep. Oh, did it take it back? Crap. Bet it took it back because I'm out of money. Oh, well, we're back up to 100,000. How much stuff went missing? That's a better question. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. I don't know. Can you tell I have a few mods? Mods DLC. Least items. Still have the combine. Nope, I still have it. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Why was it looking... How am I supposed to tell the... Why does that appear to be broken? Like, I can't move it. Oh. Because the worker's incompetent idiot. Okay. What the heck is he? He's in a neighbor's field? Okay. Where am I? Where am I in direct relation to what? I'm down here. He should be up here. Why? Okay, even though I mod, like you wouldn't believe, sometimes the mod doesn't quite work out real well. Like, why is he down over near my cow barns and sheep? So like I said, I'm the kind of person that is deeply invested in end of production work, basically. End of production products. So I'm the kind of person that basically feels that if you have, what's a good example of this? Sheep. Sheep is a good example. If you have sheep that it eats your grass, okay? So that's the end of the line for the grass. It goes to the sheep. The sheep produce lamb, meat, in other words. They produce the meat, and they produce wool. Now, with that, the meat obviously gets sold as meat. The wool gets into production for fabric. Good example, fabric. So it goes to fabric. The fabric gets processed. From there, how the heck did he make it past the stop signs? I can barely do this. Alright, so it goes from the fabric production to clothing production. From clothing, it goes to export. And from there, it creates an end-of-a-line production. Same thing can be said for the beer. The beer goes in, like the grain, cereal grains go in for that, and then it gets produced and done. So you have an end-of-line production. Sold actually at the pub. Yeah, and I'll probably just finish this a little bit. I'm pretty sure I can manage this. Except for the fact that I kind of, sort of, need to dump the combine again. Wherever, oh, he's right there. So I'm a big fan of end of production lines. Like my milk gets produced into cheeses and butters, so it gets sold at the market. And the list goes on. Why did I get a mod for oil? Because I needed diesel fuel for my equipment. Does it produce a terrible amount? No. But it's something. I didn't think it took it back, but man, have we burned through the frickin' funds. We're 29,000 down, but that's only because the stupid leasing costs are 91,000. Expensive piece of equipment. Okay, well, he'll be off and running here soon. There it is. And this is also a mod. They don't usually, in the game, don't have this big, but I do know they have actual headers this big in real life, so... I don't know about this unit in general. It's kind of hard to tell what a cotton machine is like, or a cotton harvester. We don't have such a thing. we can't grow cotton here. Actually, we can't grow a lot of things here. We have a very short growing window. Basically, you plant your crop in May, and you might be harvesting in August, most likely September, if you're lucky. And by then, you're really hoping you have a crop to put in the bin. And then we have winter. Winter is 1.5 times longer than our average growing. Basically. Kind of sucks. Now, can we grow some epic crops? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not saying we can't. We do have some pretty decent crops in our area, usually. This year was right off for the beans. Neighbor planted soybeans, and it hurt the pocketbook. I'm not even sure if they broke even. I hope they did. Like, I really do hope they did, but I doubt it. Between the stupid tax we have, we put a price on carbon. That's nice. Oh, farmers get it. They're exempt for it. No, they're not. Well, I mean, probably a good chunk of them are. Not the ones around here, though. A lot of machines can't run dyed fuel, and only the dyed fuel is exempt. So it sucks. And when you start calculating the amount of fuel some of these boys put through their equipment, it hurts a lot. And then people can't figure out why things cost more. I've got a hunch. I can probably figure it out for you. I know one of the guys said, now, the city dwellers, they have no concept on any of this. We should basically just turn the taps off and just let them figure it out where the stuff comes from. It doesn't come from the store if the store can't get it from the factory. And, yeah, you're hooped. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could probably run this thing, because the controls and everything, if the game is close to what it is in reality, which I'm pretty sure it is, this looks pretty much no different than any other combine. Basically no different than a corn header, which I've never used either. I can honestly say, hand over heart, I've never used a corn header. We don't have a lot of corn in our country either. I mean, do I have, or have I seen corn crops in our area? Yes. Yes, I have. Many a time. But chances are, most of them are, how would you put it? Feed. Most of them don't even harvest it. A lot of guys just will go through it, fence it off, and let the cattle eat it. They don't even combine it. They just basically go, yeah, okay, it's field corn. Pfft, here you go. It's a good concept. It works. Well, this section will be done fairly quickly. Except the one problem is, kind of a blatantly obvious problem, this thing is basically full and I buggered off and went to do a different thing. Yeah, kind of typical squirrel mentality. Oh, he's full. Okay, well, I'll take your load, then I'll truck the corn, and then we'll go from there. Actually, this field, I could see us being done possibly tonight. Cotton, definitely. We have another. I'd say we have another. Well, that's problematic. I forgot to put the pipe down. Oopsies. Good thing this is a video game, not real life. Not hard to tell I don't run the grain cart. I drive one of those, the big X9s. I drive a lot of the X9s. Although, kind of batting for the other team. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of batting for the other team. I know a few people would go, what do you mean by that? I love my John Deeres. I do. They have fantastic warranty. They're a great company, everything else. But I have to say, after being in a case, the controls are way better and easier to run in a case. So I say, I'm batting for the other team. I actually kind of like the cases. I don't know about the mechanics side of it. I really don't. I don't know if their reliability is better than John Deere. I don't know how the servicing is on them, what it costs to keep them maintained. I don't know any of that. I don't own any of that, nor do I want to. Like, holy crap. The sheer cost of this stuff, I wouldn't want to. Nowadays, I really would not want to be a farmer. And it's kind of, well, actually, it's kind of funny when you really start thinking about it. Okay, so I say, oh, well, geez, I really wouldn't want to be a farmer these days. Let me change that slightly. If I was to start a business nowadays like I did years ago, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. It's just not worth it. It costs too much to start your own business. I get a lot of people have ambition. A lot of people want to, do something on their own, and I admire that. Good on you. That's fantastic. It's just, if I was to do it all over again, I don't think I could do it. It's just, it's stupid, actually, is what it is. And it's not me being negative in a sense against anybody. Anybody wants to start their own business, that's fantastic. Good on you. But if I was in the same place I was years ago when I started, I might have not done the same thing. And the way it is now, like the sheer cost of starting a business, the sheer cost of your equipment, insurance, maintenance, fuel. You gotta use fuel to get around, especially when you're in an area like me. It's detrimental. Have a good one, Wesley. Take care. It is detrimental. It's almost disheartening, actually. Like I said, I don't think I would do it again. And unfortunately, I've talked to a lot of contractors, a lot of construction guys, and they all say the same thing. It is way better to work for somebody, but here's the problem with everything that I say about that. If all of us that have our own businesses, that have been doing this for a while, if we all quit and worked for somebody else, sooner or later there won't be anybody else. It's so stupid. But it's a reality. And I've been doing it long enough, too. I really have. When you really start thinking about it, I've started my business in 2011. So currently, I'm sitting at 13 years, been in business for myself. And, you know, I look back at it and it's like, I'm no better off now than I was back then. I was for a period of time. But now it is going the other way. And it's all because of, well, unfortunately, I really kind of, it's a subject I don't like to get into, but unfortunately it is the truth. It's stupid government policies. They are, hey, thanks for that. They are really pushing us as small business owners. But yeah, no, I do appreciate the whatever that was. It didn't actually tell me what that was. What was it? It was a subscription, wasn't it? Would you tell me, please? Well, this is good. Don't do this in real life, kids. Or adults, or anybody, actually. Look at your phone while driving down the road. I know it's a video game, but you really should, if you're trying to not do it in real life, don't do it in a video game either. I know there's no consequences, or very little consequences while you're doing video game, but don't do it. I never did see it. I'm pretty sure I could probably look it up, but as soon as I get back. But grain cart, or combine, that's what it is. Combine is full. But my grain cart's full. It's a never-ending battle. It really is. It's a never-ending battle. I feel like I'm basically a farmer in real life. Okay, I'm going to do it. Curiosity's killing me. Well, that's nice. That doesn't tell me anything either. Thanks for the... Oh. Found it. Thanks, Wesley, for the subscription. Do appreciate it. I would love... I wonder if my overlay isn't quite working. I say that because remember that when I first started, if you guys are still watching, or the ones that are still watching from when we started, I made a mention that I was delayed because I updated my graphics driver, and Streamlabs decided at that precise moment that, you know what, I don't understand what this driver is, sorry, but we're not working. So, yeah. It goofed. I do apologize, Wesley. At a later date, they're rewatching this when you come back on. That yes, I did see it. Thank you for the subscription. And everyone else out there, you can also, if you're new here, been around for a while, and just not subscribed, think about hitting that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channels. Of course, if you don't know this, we're streaming in 2 locations, YouTube and Kick Beta. And Kick Beta is one of those lovely new streaming companies that is actually a decent company, to be honest. I'm actually quite happy with the service. Not to mention they actually work with you. I know it's a weird concept for today's day and age, but they actually do work with you. So if you want to subscribe over there or hit the follow button, create an account, and also give the community itself some love, because it is a very fantastic community. And it's not just me, there's a lot of other good streamers on Kick. So you might find yourself actually falling in love with much more than just what you came for. I know there's probably not many streamers. I am way too farking. I am farking away. I'll just drive in the guy's cornfield. That's really what I'm gonna do. It was working before and then it just died. So yeah, no, if you guys do want to go check it out, go check out Kickbait. It's in the description below if you're watching on YouTube side. If you're watching on Kick side, you're obviously already at Kick, but we are streaming over on YouTube, so go check that out as well. And like I said before, if you missed any of the content, don't feel bad. It's all in the playlists. So say if you're watching Farming Sim, go watch Farming Sim playlist. It's all there. If you missed the Bannerlords episode, don't worry, it's in the equivocal Bannerlords category. So again, if you missed out on something, go rewatch it over on the playlist. It's all there. I try, and I honestly, I do try and keep everything organized in the playlist. Because even myself, there's a couple of guys I, obviously game with and whatnot, and we rewatch it afterwards and go, that's kind of funny. I did the same stupid thing at that point in time. It's kind of funny. Actually, we used to have an editor. Eddie. Yeah, we called him Eddie. He was a fantastic editor. He's the one that did all of our year-end stuff and the videos and stuff. And obviously, when the videos stopped and we switched over to just straight streaming, was all related to Eddie's. I wouldn't call it dismissal. He did it on his own terms, and we respected it. Eddie was a retired editor, right? He started... I don't remember. I don't remember if he had health issues or his wife had health issues. One or the other. So unfortunately, we're down an editor. But, I mean, I can't fault anyone that's, when it's family or health related, you gotta do what you gotta do. So unfortunately, we're down an editor, which means I might have to do it again. I am not a good editor. I can do it, yes, but I'm not the kind of guy that is really good at it, so it's much better to have somebody else that really enjoys the content and does it for me. Hint, hint. If anybody's out there that is actually interested in doing stuff like that, hit me up on Discord. And of course, the links are in the description below. Go check that out. I'm not gonna know what to do with myself now that that job's done. And never mind, yes I will. We're gonna have a day or two of easy work, alright? Before anyone says, oh well, you're gonna take some time off. Really? Is that what I'm gonna do? I don't think so. Now we'll find something to do. We always do. Actually, there are a couple things I should pay attention to and do first. Jobs I've been ignoring to do, actually. How are we only 20... Or not... 66% on field 26. I read those two together and I was going, how am I only 26%? No, how am I only 66%? Good job, brain. Clearly you've been melted after today's heat. We're having a bit of those secondary summers. There is a phrase that we say, but I mean, I'm not going to say it. Really? Cruise control failed. I have to sell this damn thing? I mean, now that I can get tandems and tridems, I probably should and switch it up, but... It is an automatic. I hate automatic trucks. I mean, with a passion. You're not a real truck driver if you don't know how to drive truck with the old-fashioned way. Pretty fancy truck, mind you. You have 14 and a half hours in it, almost. It tells you how many hours we played this game. And we're not done yet. And I know in my DMs on X.com, which is also in the link below, go check that out too if you want to keep track of us. That is the best place to keep track of us. I have had DMs of people going, are you going to switch over to Farming Sim 25? Right away? No. Will we maybe do a couple episodes as a premiere type thing? Yeah, no, we might. We might very well do that. Will I do it as a series right off the bat? Probably not, because like I said before, I work with the modders. If the modders don't have mods for me, I won't switch over yet. So it might be a year, maybe 2 years before I switch over to Farming Sim 25, just because I want the mod capabilities to switch over with me. Now, if there was a universal mod that I could take from these ones and move over, yeah, okay, that's entirely different. We might think about doing that right away. But until that time, until I have the details of somebody saying, yeah, okay, no problem, we can do that right away, I'm stuck in my ways. What the hell is this? Oh, there he is. And that is kind of the way it is. If you guys are interested in me playing Farming Sim 25, let me know. I'm still thinking about doing it as a secondary. Baldur's Gate sort of went to the wayside. I apologize for that. It just ran out of time in the summer, and I haven't got time to go back to it. And speaking of which, on a few things, obviously you know what happened with Gold Rush, and it's a thorn in my side because I love that game, but with the new owners and management of it, they've supposedly improved the game, but actually destroyed it. The game is not functional at all anymore. You can't actually play it full through without it destroying. Thought about doing the series without ore. If you guys are still interested in something like that, let me know. Of course, we got our main series right now. We've got Assassin's Creed, which it goes through the whole thing. I can still do another load out of this, so I might go over the Cottorn. We got Satisfactory, which is doing well. It's enjoyable. It's another one of those simulation games. And we've got one of these things. It's not like the others. Oh, I fell asleep. Okay. Besides Satisfactory, we also have Banner Lords, which is a huge series. And I implore everyone to go check that out. And to it, we also have secondaries like War Thunder and stuff like that. there is another series possibility, and it came to my attention the other night. I actually had a couple more DMs. Like I said, you can go check it out on x.com. Of few people saying, geez, you know, you're really into simulation games. I love it, and things like that. Would you be interested in doing gas station simulation? I never actually thought about it before, but it might actually be a good one. I would be actually kind of interested in doing that one as a series. So if anyone's interested, leave me a message, and I will probably do a straw poll at some point and see how many people are actually interested in that kind of series. Okay, there was a bit more cotton here than I was originally thinking. It is what it is. Now, I'll probably only actually stream for another 10-15 minutes, so if we don't get done much more tonight, we'll probably switch over for tomorrow night, but we'll see how it goes. I do know if I do stream tomorrow, it will be a little bit later, so if that's something you guys are interested in, like I said, go check out x.com and onto Big Norsk, and we will keep everyone posted what's going on and go from there. Oh, well, isn't that a nice bale? It's been a really relaxing night. I'm glad we got to spend some time with everyone. Got to see some new faces. I'm quite happy that everyone has come out and watched. More or less, if I'm playing video games, this is just company. It's a weird way of putting it. And it does work. There's a lot more cotton here than I thought. We're now 41,000 in debt because of this bloody machine. So hopefully it pays off. Kind of a gamble, but I'm not really sure. There's more Field 26 than I thought there was. You know what? I might just finish off the cotton and get this one done, since it's the most expensive machine out there. It's not the biggest contract. Where is he? I'll just stop him there. Field 26, 75%. Alright. I did not shut you off, though. Oh, but I think actually, now that I look at it and look at the time and everything else, I think I might actually stop for the night, and we can continue on with this tomorrow night for a little bit, so long as everything aligns with my times. But like I said, I'll keep track of everyone with everyone. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone coming out and watching. Again, if you're new here or been around for a while, you can hit the subscribe button both on YouTube and Kick, and of course that's below the video. YouTube side, you can also click the house scroll in the bottom right corner. Some say that he is hiding somewhere in this cotton field, and we must look for a weird, unusual creature. If you do spot him, make sure to hit that button that pops out when you smack him upside the head. And of course to it, you can also go over to Kick Beta and you could also hit the follow and subscribe button there as well. And of course, if you are going to do that and you're underage, make sure to consult the parent or guardian first before going online, because it is $4.99 and you have to use credit card. So make sure to keep that in mind. And also, I appreciate everyone coming out. And make sure to share to all your friends and family. And we'll see everyone on the next stream. Take care, and thanks for watching.